is the sole cause of our national troubles, and emancipation the only remedy. The problem was how to accomplish the abolition of slavery, how to justify emancipation legally and constitutionally, not morally. After all, before the war, the president had time and again assured Southerners that they should have no fear that the Republican administration would directly or indirectly interfere with their slaves or with them about their slaves. It seemed clear that although the Constitution never used the word slave or slavery, it offered protection to the institution. Article 1, Section 8 enumerated the powers of Congress and legislating on slavery, which was the creation of state or local laws, was not one of them. Indeed, Article 1, Section 9 explicitly prohibited Congress from interfering with the slave trade until 1808. And the Constitution also contained a 3/5 clause counting each slave as 3/5 of a person for the purposes of taxation and representation, as well as a fugitive slave clause saying that runaway slaves must be returned to their owners in the states from which they had fled. Lincoln would later explain that although he was naturally anti-slavery, his oath of office in an ordinary civil administration forbade him to practically indulge my primary abstract judgment on the moral question of slavery. But surely the rebellion made a difference, and in 1861, some wondered in what ways war would change attitudes. The question even troubled men of impeccable anti-slavery credentials, such as Henry Ward Beecher, the preeminent Congressionalist minister of his day. Beecher was the son of Lyman Beecher, who had helped to fuel the Second Great Awakening in the 1830s and 1840s. He was also the brother of Harriet Beecher Stowe, whose novel Uncle Tom's Cabin, 1852, helped to revolutionize Northern attitudes toward slavery. In a Thanksgiving sermon titled War and Emancipation, delivered on November 21, 1861, Beecher commented on the popular impulse to make a declaration of emancipation. The advice, he lamented, cannot be followed. If we are fighting for our Constitution, then we must not violate it ourselves. A pretty thing to make the war against them for violating the Constitution when we are willing to violate it ourselves. We may not congressionally declare emancipation. I wish we could. Beecher later put it this way: the conflict must be carried on through our institutions, not over them. Revolution is not the remedy for rebellion.